Good morning. Welcome to another brief but hopefully thorough overview of our program of conscious living. That this would be the practices and principles that support us as we birth a new earth. This is what's happening today in our world, that we are birthing a new way of living in the world, a new consciousness. And we're receiving the strong support of the conscious dying element of conscious living. The two go hand in hand, living and dying, that we must die to the old forms to make space for the new forms. It's like gardening, farming, whatever. You have to care for the soil and you have to complete the previous cycle, harvest what is useful from the old, and then clear the land and prepare it for the new birth, the new season. So it's very important as we begin our journey here in early 2021 that we recognize the necessity of this cleansing process. Again, wanting to, with acceptance and appreciation, understand the value of the lessons that are being learned around the world, and recognizing again the necessity for the new. Necessity is the mother of invention, and so as we see certain clear obstacles being presented, we accept that the solution to these obstacles are being given at the very same time. Always, this is the practice, and I relate often to the Taoist principles, very nature-based, and we can learn from the cycles in nature how everything works. Okay, so one of the things that I want to address today is this clear lesson that I learned in my 25-year devotion to A Course in Miracles, that would say my happiness and my function are one. Knowing and understanding and participating in the expression of my function is the only true source of happiness, of sort of unconditional happiness and peace of mind. That it's a daily practice that I've embraced, this idea that my expression of my highest creativity each and every day is the guarantee of my peace of mind and my personal happiness. That it's as simple as that. And Eckhart Tolle did so much in his book that was published in 1999 to make that understanding of this energetic function that much more clear when he talked very, very succinctly in The Power of Now, describing God as the unmanifested and our function serving as the energetic conduit through which the unmanifested might manifest in the space-time world. So for me, that was it in a nutshell. I remember in 2002, when at the time he gave his last retreat before going into a very short-lived retirement, because he was drawn out of retirement in 2008 by Oprah Winfrey. But he was very clear that he wasn't, at the time, was not his personal destiny or function to continue being a teacher. He felt that in the years leading up to this retreat in Costa Rica in 2002, that he had given the gift that he had expressed what he was here to express, and was ready to let go. Well, little did he know there was more coming. And it was really great to see, and a big part of my work in teaching about this evolution that began in the middle 1960s and carried on until the early years of the new century, 21st century, that it was so important that these very simple principles and practices were laid out for me and for others like me that had ears to hear. So it was very important, this era, right? So, and for me, a significant marker, I mentioned 2002, Eckhart's last retreat in Costa Rica called Freedom from the World. But this was precipitated in late 2001 by the event now called 9/11, which was for me a very powerful and important marker, because I knew as I watched the second plane fly into the World Trade Center that was it. That was the end of my ability to live happily, comfortably, in harmony with a culture that would be evidenced by this event in 9/11. And it's very valuable now to see how some of the same conscious dying, the need for conscious dying that for me was very clear in September 11th, 2001, continues today with events now much more global that are precipitating our new earth. Okay, that at a global level, we are seeing the need for a radical shift, a radical change, birthing this new earth, that it's growing that much more obvious that there is this agenda, this need. So, like I say, all things are lessons. All things are, there's a core principle that would say that the universe is always supporting our highest good, our highest evolutionary good. So just like for me, there were certain events that triggered my move forward in my way that I would follow to eventually establish my version of this new earth utopia here in Ecuador, that it was, for me, it necessitated leaving the United States of America. And for others, their call is to fight the good fights, staying in the culture where we find in North America the greatest conflicts going on. Everything is coming to a head in North America, in the United States of America in particular. So it's very good that we see that, we watch it, we're able to embrace that conflict as part of this, again, this polarity, this duality that is calling for unity. Okay, and unity won't happen at the political level or the economic level, but it will happen at the spiritual level. And this is our evolution now, is moving from the tribal mind, which is very much just focused on survival, the egoic mind, which is focused on right and wrong, and then the spiritual mind, which is focused on this notion, evidenced in a beautiful little Rumi poem that says, beyond the place of right and wrong, there's a field I will meet you there. That's our goal is in establishing our new earth, that this new earth becomes the field of peace and beauty beyond the machinations of right and wrong. So, but again, it's really important for me to share that the fundamental principle for me in conscious living is this notion about our function, that we have a singular function. And this is really what will unify all peoples of all cultures, all persuasions around the globe, is recognizing this singularity, the one thing that is being called for in our new earth, which is this recognition of our energetic function as a conduit through which the unmanifested, the timeless realm, heaven, might fully express itself on earth. So literally, we are called to manifest heaven on earth. And so, what are the characteristics of this heaven? And again, using Eckhart Tolle's language, you would say, well, it's our ability to bring acceptance, appreciation, and enthusiasm to everything. So again, this is talking about consciousness, not talking about the way things look. The way things look will simply be the manifestation of the consciousness. Okay, so for me, the way things look are my intentional community here outside of in the mountains of Ecuador, similarly, there will be oases like this that will blossom all around the globe, and that we would be learning to live in community is one of the key ways in that this will manifest is in our desire to live in community.